everyone, I'm Priya, CFRE's Media Director, and today we'll be speaking to Rosalyn Dennett, the Executive Director of Folk Music Ontario. So I'm just going to jump right in and say, for people learning about the Ontario Folk Music Awards, could you describe what the event is about?
Absolutely. So this is the 30th year of the Ontario Folk Music Awards, and it's truly just a celebration of the incredible talent in the folk music sector that Ontario has. We give out, I think, around 8 awards total throughout the event, but it's a celebration of the nominees as well as all the hardworking people, supporting the musicians behind it. We have a really, really special year this year. Not only is it our 30th anniversary, but we recently have voted to become a national organization. So the organization is actually now called Folk Canada. And before our award ceremony, we're going to have our usual red carpet splendor where you can get your picture taken, and it's a beautiful kind of gala to open. But we're also going to do a branding launch as well at the opening part for the new organization. The awards are going to have some amazing performances at them. We have Janice Julie as our host, as well as special guests Tom Power from CBCQ. It's going to, we'll give out some trophies, have some laughs, listen to some incredible music, and then we'll have a toast after at our reception.
Could you go into what the award categories are?
So we give out the Estelle Klein Lifetime Achievement Award and the Estelle Klein Community Builder Award. Estelle Klein was the founder of the Mariposa Folk Festival and a really central figure in the Ontario folk music community. So this honors some of the folks that are carrying on that legacy by doing incredible community building and achievements within the folk music sector of Ontario. We have the CMRRA Song of the Year, and we have the Album of the Year Award. We do the Actor Rax Recording Artist of the Year. We have the Performing Artist of the Year Award. We give out the Colleen Peterson Award, the Colleen Peterson Songwriting Award, which is awarded to a emerging singer-songwriter that is carrying on the legacy of Colleen Peterson, who's an amazing Ontario singer-songwriter. And then we also announced the Taylor Mitchell Bursary, which is a bursary that we give out to developing artists. And we'll have several recipients of that this year.
So how important is an event like this for the folk industry and community?
So the purpose of awards, on one hand, yes, we're celebrating excellence and it's fun, but truly it's a beautiful way for us to highlight the achievements of folks that are working so hard. As a person who understands music and the workings of the music industry, it's a lot of time put in behind the scenes to make, a lot of folks see the stuff on the stage or a song on Spotify or on YouTube, and it's magic and it's fantastic. But there's so much work that goes on behind the scenes to make it happen. So this is like a rare chance for us to shine a spotlight on all the incredible hard work that people are doing. And it's a nice opportunity for promotion of that work. It's a wonderful excuse to gather everybody together, wear our finest folky clothing, and it's community gathering, and it's really a celebration of the work that everybody does year round.
So you mentioned earlier that this is the 30th annual Ontario Folk Music Awards. You already kind of talked about this, but I was wondering if you could go into more depth about what makes this different from past events.
Yeah, so certainly the biggest difference is that big launch party that we're going to have beforehand. We've never done something like that before. It's going to be really like a one-time, like really special celebration. This year, we are really excited to be at the Living Arts Center in Mississauga. We've never done an event in that space before, and it's so beautiful. So it's just going to, if you haven't seen the Living Arts Center, there's just windows galore. Everybody on the red carpet is going to be lit to the nines. Wait, lit sounds like something different. Anyways, it'll be, it'll yeah, it's going to be just like such a beautiful place to have it in. It's, you know, being in Mississauga this year means that we're, you know, really, you know, close and in the, one of the biggest populations. So we have, you know, there's a lot of folks that are coming out, especially for this event. And yeah, the special guests and the performances, like musical performances, are going to just blow your mind. They're going to be so good.
That's actually perfect because it segues into what I was going to ask next. How would you describe the talent attending the awards?
Yeah, there's like, it's really runs the gamut. So at Folk Music Ontario, now Folk Canada, we have a really broad definition of what folk is. So we like to think of it, you know, I kind of in what I would call like three different categories. One is like the aspect of folklore, or like the telling of stories, you know, and these are people that are telling the stories either of their community or like telling other people's stories. But there's like the aspect of knowledge keeping and knowledge sharing. There's folk, what I call the folk process, which is like really expanding and pushing boundaries in music, you know, challenging people's definitions, challenging people's preconceptions of what has been done before in their kind of genre of folk music, and changing it and creating something new. And then there's like the traditional or cultural aspect of it, whereas music that's tied to that has like those cultural roots, you know, and you know, you're going to see all of that at the Ontario Folk Music Awards. There's all of the performers are folks that are nominated in the Performing Artist of the Year category. So it's such an array of talent that'll be playing, and you're really going to see all those different like three aspects. You know, people that are really genre and boundary pushing, but also a lot of folks with like really deep roots in tradition, as well as like the storytelling aspect and telling, you know, their own stories.
That's really interesting. I didn't really know there were three, I guess, like categories of folk music.
I mean, I think I made it up, but it's,
Well, you described it very
yeah.
well. How would you describe your role in relation to the awards?
Do you mean my personal role or the role of the organization?
The role of the organization.
So, Folk Canada is now like the acting national body. However, we have been a provincial body for the last 38 years. And as an Ontario provincial association, you know, we've had kind of a pan-Canadian aspect to what we do. But it felt really special to be able to highlight the achievements of Ontarians through these awards. There are only so many award ceremonies out there. I mean, to be like really transparent, like there's not a ton of funding for that type of thing. So for us, it's really a labor of love that we put into doing it, because we feel like shining a light on the hard work that folks are doing year round is really important. There is a national folk music awards as well, called the Canadian Folk Music Awards. And yeah, we're excited to carry on this tradition with the Ontario Folk Music Awards, and it'll be an interesting journey to see where it goes from here.
It sounds very like community building, which is good. So I wanted to ask about
Absolutely.
feeling like as an artist yourself, what does being a part of such a big event like mean to you?
Oh, it means everything. It's really interesting from the artist perspective to um, just like have the opportunity to gather with so many folks. Like we invite buyers and like people who run festivals or labels and um, working in the kind of what I would say like buying part of the or talent development side of the music industry. But we're inviting folks from, we have people in attendance from Japan, from Pakistan, from South and Central America, from all over Europe. There's a huge international delegation that is here. So as an artist, it's like an incredible opportunity to be connected, really to the world in your own backyard. It's the amount of Canadian as well, like pan Canadian delegates is massive. But when I started going to this conference and these awards, I think my first one was maybe 2012, um, going as like a performing artist. It was such a unique opportunity for me to connect with other people doing the same thing as me, like the kind of peer to peer connection. As much as, yes, you want to get the gigs, you want to meet the labels, you want to get signed, you want to get all that fancy stuff as well. But just like the peer to peer connection was incredibly important because it can be isolating being an artist. You do so much behind the scenes to make things happen. And you don't necessarily want to reveal how much work it is and how hard it is sometimes. Mental health is a huge priority for us as well. We have an entire stream of programming in mental health for artists at our conference. But it can be really isolating work, and it can be hard to like share some of the lower points, or the anxieties that go into it. So just having a chance to be there with your peers, know that we're all going through this together, be
Mm-hmm.
able to like share like a personal connection with folks is massive. And I feel like I've made, the best friends in my life, uh, at these types of events and specifically through this event. It's been incredible.
Yeah, it's great to like just be reminded that although like I guess like you're kind of like on your own, but you're not. Like there's people going through the same
Mhm.
experiences like that you are. So again, like just feeling isolated, but like it's like taking a step back and reminding like this is what you do it for, you know? Which
100%.
me and what are you most proud of for this specific event?
I mean, the work that we've put into become a national organization, this is something that, uh, my role in it started around 2019. Um, but the conversation and the idea of this organization becoming a national organization has been around since I think like 1985. Like it's really something that has been decades in the making. So, I get to uh, like to use some sport terms, which I should never do because I don't know enough about sports. But it's like the alley oop. Other people have like dribbled on up the court. They've shot the ball, and I get to dunk it. But it's been a really really long time in the making, and I'm proud and like more just like honored that I get to witness that and kind of carry it over the line there. But there's a ton of like people that are on our board and our staff members, previous board members, previous staff members, our volunteers, like people who like have put a lot of effort and work into creating this like beautiful national organization that caters to the folk sector and the folk community across Canada. So it's a very exciting time for the organization. I'm really proud of it.
It's like your playoffs. Going back to
Yes, exactly. Exactly. This is like the winning shot at the end. Yeah, it's a pretty it's a pretty like spectacular moment in the history of the organization. Again, it's been 38 years. Like it's a 38-year-old organization. It's been around a long time. So stewarding an organization that has that kind of history is a big responsibility. But also it's really exciting when an organization that's been around for a long time is able to change. Sometimes, people get stuck in their ways, and it means a lot that the membership of our organization has been on board to try something different and take a chance on this.
Is there a specific award or a person that you're most excited about?
Oh gosh. I mean, I certainly cannot say. They're all my favorite. They're all my children. I love everybody equally. But there's certainly like the Estelle Klein Award is a really, really special one for our community. It really, really means a lot to folks. And to be able to honor this year, our Lifetime Achievement Award is Samir Bajal, who's the artistic director of the Hillside Festival. He's been working there for 26 years. He also works, I believe, in like the programming for the University of Guelph as well. Being able to honor like a lifetime of achievement is huge, and so that's always a really important event. And then we added this other category, the community builder category into there, and to basically honor the side of Estelle Klein that was like focused on bringing people together. And Pat O'Gorman and Julie Schreier are like the absolute embodiment of that, and the things that they've done near like in the area of Sault Ste. Marie has been really, really important work. So those two awards mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to the community, and we're really excited to present them.
What can people do to support the folk industry in general?
In general, buy tickets, buy tickets, pay for music, buy merch. The more artists are the ones who make our industry. They're the people who make the music that we know and love and is the soundtrack to our entire lives. But they have the most precarious position in our industry and in the music industry ecosystem. So doing whatever you can to support them, buy tickets in advance, buy tickets for your friends, buy tickets as a present. Buying tickets in advance is a really big one. That also supports the venues, and that also supports the festivals and folks that are, I know that especially during COVID, like, and after, like, it's been a big trend that people like wait until, I'll just get tickets at the door. I'll just wait, buying tickets in advance really, really helps the general like folk music ecosystem, to support like both people that put on the concerts and put on live events as well as the artists. And then, like, share, subscribe, do all the things that you can do to support, both the folk artists and the folk organizations that present them and support them.
Well, that's it on my end. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Priya on CFRE Radio, and we'll see you next time, unless you had any additional comments.
Oh, it's just such a pleasure to talk to you, Priya, and I hope we can talk again sometime soon. Take care.
You too.